Vanua Namata, Management Board, Senior Staff of the Ministry of Education, distinguished guests, teachers, parents and students. Bula Vinaka and good morning to all of you. Firstly, I must say that I'm very privileged, very proud to be standing here on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister to visit your school and hand over the furniture as promised by the Honorable Prime Minister. And greatly and sincerely, I acknowledge the traditional welcome ceremony that you have accorded to me this morning. More importantly, the beautiful decoration that I see, the hard efforts of all of you, the teachers, students, made me very proud. Secondly, the very nice environment that you have kept in the school really encouraged me. I also come from a village remote school in Bonolevu, having spent primary school in the 70s. So when I see a setup like this, it gives me so much of fresh memories of being in a primary school where little money is very important, and the kind of work that we did, sold bottles, made cakes solely to do painting of schools, bought library books and all that. And I was very fortunate being the head boy, class prefect and so from class 1, and these are the things that I had to lead and make it happen. So I must thank all of you for keeping the school in a very good condition, very good environment. It's indeed a pleasure for me to newly open the renovated school library and also deliver the desks, 60 desks and chairs for a school, which was promised by the government, the Honorable Prime Minister, to enable our children for their better education. I know that this school, as I was reading the history of the school while being driven to the school, that the school established in 1930 is a long way. 86 years have gone, and when you look at these years, it was like 8 years that have gone, but 86 years is a very long time. I know that the school has been through many upgrades, renovation work, extensions in the past number of years, and I also noted that this school, this village school, has produced some of the very top professionals in the country. I noted the name of the former general manager of TLTB, that he went to the school. Some of the names I also read that the top rugby players were produced from the school. And I'm very hopeful that in the years ahead, the school is going to produce very good citizens, top citizens that I can see seated here as the next future of this country. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the government's position on education is a very strong one. The Honorable Prime Minister at every opportunity emphasizes that we need to build a bright future for our nation and the Pacific region. And there is no better investment than we can do in our children. The government has put a number of policies, programs to provide an enabling environment for this. And for example, the introduction of free tuition and the other initiatives, reforms that the government has taken in the education sector to betterment of the students and our schools. During these recent years, the government not only focused on making education free, it has also embarked on improving and upgrading our schools. When children learn in modern, clean environment, they feel appreciated and important. And changes in any country for betterment comes from the school. How we nurture the school children, how we bring. This foundation is built and it lasts many, many years. I remember in school, in Lamasa College, then the principal, Ambassador Maria Naidu, we're supposed to walk on the left-hand side of the corridor, so that because the corridors were not too wide, and then when the school period changed, we needed to move from one room to another. So there should be no clash while walking on this on the corridors. Till today, I walk on the left-hand side of the corridor if I'm walking. So these are some of the very basic things that the children are taught, and these things are kept with them till they grow. And the most important partner in development of these kids, of these children, are the teachers. The change agent are the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, teachers, I also wish to remind you of the opportunities of higher education and technical vocational studies that the government has been opening of technical colleges. This is to make students much more accessible to education. And I personally have spent more than 13 years in educating, but in a different role. When I started with the FNTC, then rose through the ranks of the Director General before taking up the role with the government again. These developments, technical colleges, vocational are very important. Not every child that I see is going to end up having a degree or a very formal qualification. The vocational program, the technical colleges which the government has opened in the areas outside the central division, this is the whole idea of the students to get better skilled, find better opportunities, and find employment. Project development, I note that the school is planning for future development projects to have a fully operational kitchen, new teachers' quarters, new blocks, tiles and other renovation work that we see in the school, and I commend you for this initiative, and I'd like to see that these new developments are fulfilled, and the government is very committed to assist the schools through the Ministry of Education. Education, I think for students, I'd like to say a few things. The world is, dear students, the world is changing every day. The skills and knowledge that you have today may not be relevant tomorrow. The pace of change is so fast that we need to change likewise. Hence, today we are all making an effort to ensure that when the day comes, our education system is as par as what the world requires. And I'm reminded of a famous quote by a key motivational speaker by the name of Malcolm X, and I quote, "Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today," unquote. For all the students of the school, you start preparing for your future at the primary school. And your future is determined on how hard effort that you put in your schools. Likewise, I'd also like to say that the parents are equally important in development of children. Sometimes I see children playing on the road after 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whereas they should be in school, in home studying. This is the responsibility of the parents. And I think that and I believe that it's important, the role of parents is equally important as teachers. The parents are teachers at home, and the teachers take other role of having students in schools. To the parents, your role is very critical for successful education of our children and the economical and social well-being of our future generation. The onus is on us, parents, to take up the given opportunity and use it well so that our children are knowledgeable, better informed, have the ability to think well and make good choices and decisions that they will impact the lives of our community, our Vanua, and our nation as a whole. And to teachers, I commend the hard and tireless effort that you have put in during the years. I also wish to acknowledge and thank you for the dedication, commitment, and perseverance in the lives of these children who have vested into your hands for the whole year to nurture and nourish them mentally, academically, and spiritually. In concluding, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, with the fast pace of changes that we are facing in the world today, what we need in Fiji today are changed mindsets, transformed attitudes, and perspectives in the way we see our lives, and in particular, the education of our children for a brighter and prosperous future. I believe that we need to stand together and rise to the daily challenges that is brought about by the different circumstances of our daily lives to build and develop a strong nation, a learned and educated society. We need all key players of our community and the nation as a whole committed, dedicated, and vigorous to play our roles effectively and that we aim for the very best and be part of the equation. Therefore, building a better, stronger and prosperous Fiji will be the result of all these efforts and contribution we make. And for this, I challenge all of us, parents, teachers, friends, and Vanua of Namata here today to rise to the occasion, and may God help us as we rise, as we so rise. Before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly the students, my dear students, I hope you're listening to me. This furniture which is given to you, this property is a very important property. I see it in many schools. Even when we were in schools, we scribble on the desk, we write on the desk, we don't take care of it. The desk is very dirty. This costs government money, and we want that you take the best care of this furniture given to you, so that you don't write on the desk, you don't put your name, you look after the desk, so that when your brothers and sisters come to join you in your class a year later or years later, they're able to see the furniture in same good condition. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I have much pleasure to open your library, newly renovated library, and to hand over the desks and chairs on behalf of the Prime Minister to the Namata District School 2016. Thank you and Vinaka Bakalevo. Kindergarten.